Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me Ram Pratap, and today we will discuss second chapter of Ncert of history. So second chapter name is On the Trail of the Earliest People. So let's start the chapter. So the earliest people, why were they on the move? So almost 2 million years ago. So to MYA, that is studied, that should be studied million years ago. So hunters gather. So why they gather? Hunted wild to hunt wild animals, caught fish and birds, gathers fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks, eggs. So guys, you can understand that before 2 million years ago, so hunters were gathering just because of to find out some food, like so that they should hunt wild animals. If they will hunt animals, so this will be their prominent food. And for hunting animals was also one profession. And second profession, you can say that they were habitual of catching fish and birds, and they were also eating fish and birds. Next, you can say that this may be also a region gathering. They were also interested to find out fruits, rocks, nuts, seeds, leaves, and stalks, eggs. So maybe this was the basic reason. That's why the people were moving, or earliest men were moving from one place to another place. Okay, so what type of skills these people required? So skills which earliest men have, they were very alertness persons. So they were alert just because of, as you know, they were living in the forest, and they were living at some places where wild animals were also living over there. So maybe they can attack to them. So that's why they were very alert. Quickness and presence of mind to hunt animals or catch fish and birds. So these were the basic skills of the earliest people. They were very alert, quickness they have, and presence of mind they had also. So we can say these were the basic skills which these people had, or that time these skills were required. Several animals were stronger and smaller, ran faster than them. So if you know, if they were not alert, so several animals are also stronger. They may be they can eat to them, but they were hunters. So that's why this is the good quality of hunters, that they all the time they are alert, and presence of mind of hunters is active. Okay, next, to find out which plants or its plants are edible. They were moving one place to another place, because maybe in a place they were not getting proper food. Whatever food was required to them, they were not getting over there. That's why they also moved from one place to another place to collect plant produce. Many plants could be poisonous. We know that many plants are poisonous, but at that time, nowadays we know that this plant is poisonous or not. But at that time, education level was not this much good. So maybe they were moving one place to another place to find out the best food and best fruit. The plants which were not poisonous, they also tried to find out them. Regions why hunters moved from place to place. So what were the basic reasons why hunters were gathering one place to another place, why they were going? So let's see. First point, they would have eaten of all the available plant and animals resources by staying at one place for a long time, so they would have to go elsewhere in search of food. So as we know that if somebody is living in a place, and if he has eaten all the required things, he has eaten all required things which are present over there. So this may be also a basic reason why people gathered from, why people started moving from one place to another place. Okay, so let's see next point. In second point, we can say hunters have to follow the movements of animals, because animals move from place to place either in search of smaller prey or grew and leaves in the case of deer and cattle. So we also know that a lot of animals are there, they move from one place to another place just because of food. And at that time, earliest man were also like a hunter. You can say that earliest men were also eating the animals, so that's why they started also moving one place to another place. Maybe if wild animals are moving one place to another places, so they have to also move because they have to get to them, they have to hunt them. So this may be basic reason. And secondly you can say that if the things which are present in a place, whatever things are present at that time, so maybe they have all eaten that, so that's why they started moving one place to another place. Okay, next third point we can say plants and trees bear fruit in different seasons. So people may have moved from season to season in search of plant. So plants and trees bear fruits in different seasons. So we know very well that all the plants are not giving fruits at the same times. Plants and trees, they are giving fruits in different times, in different seasons. They are giving fruits. Like you can say the mango is giving fruits in summer, and some other plants are there who are giving fruits in winter. So this may be also reason why earliest men moved from one place to another place to find out their fruits for eating. Next fourth point we can say people living on the banks of rivers and lakes would have to go in the water during the dry season. So you can say earliest men were living near the rivers and lakes where water was available over there. But in dry seasons, maybe lakes and rivers water was drought up. That's why they went from one place to another place. Okay, next fifth point we can say people may have also trouble to meet their friends and relatives. So this may be also a basic reason, and they just because of meeting their friends and relatives, they shifted themselves from one place to another place. Okay, next, how do we know about these people? So how do we know about these peoples? So with the help of archaeologists, so we know that to know ancient India, what is required. So first of all, archaeologist, with the help of archaeologist we can know about such kind of people. Next, found some of the things made and used by hunters gather. So archaeologists have found some things which were used at that time, which were used by hunters. Next, people made and used tools of stones, wood and bone. So many things have been found like stone tools and wood and bones. Okay, next, stone tools survived the best out of them. So at that time you can say earliest men were using stone tools because these were their basic instruments. With the help of they were hunting the animals. Okay, some uses of stone tools. So what were the uses of stone tools at that time? So to cut meat and bone. So to cut meat and bone, stone tools were being used. To scrap bark from trees and hides animals skins. So scrap, Hindi word you can understand, chilna. So from the body of skin of the bodies, they started scrapping. That's why these stone tools were being used to chop fruits and roots. So for cutting fruits and roots, or you can say for chopping them, these stone tools were being used. Next, to dig grounds, to stitch cloths from animals' skin. So they were also making some cloths from animals' skin. So for this they need stone tools. To make spears and rounds. Okay, so these were the basic uses of stone tools. Let's see next point. Choosing a place to live in. So as we know, to live living or residence is required for everybody, so earliest men also need to live in a place. So archaeologists have found evidence of hunters gathers from some of the sites. So many sites have been found by the archaeologists. So many sites were located near sources of water such as rivers and lakes. People preferred places with the availability of good quality stones. So you can say that many sites were being developed, and these sites were basically located near water, where rivers were there and lakes were present over there. So people preferred place with availability of good quality stones. And second thing, you can also understand where stone was available in a good quality, so they were also living over there, just because of if stones will be there, so they will be able to make their instruments for hunting the animals. Next, factory sites are the places where stone was found and people made tools. So factory sites, you can understand this word factory sites, where stones were being made or where raw material of stones were being found. Okay, so at factory sites are the places where stones was found and people made tools. So at factory site places, people who were earliest people or hunters or gatherers, they were making their tools. What were found at these factories? So what we found over there, so blocks of stones we have found, tools that were made, and some were discarded, chips of waste stone left behind. So chips of waste material, chips of stones we also found over there. Blocks of stone, huge blocks of stones we have found over there. Tools made by them were found over there. Okay, next mutation come factory sites, where people lived for longer spells of time. Sites are the places which include comes and rock shelters. People saw natural caves became because they provided shelter from rain, heat and winter. So you can understand that people, they were trying to make their shelters where there should be proper water and proper shelter, and everything should be available over there in a convenient way. So sites, places where the remains of the things, tools were found, may be found on the surface of the earth, buried under the earth, sometimes even underwater. So sites where we can find that maybe some things are found above the surface of the earth, and some tools or instruments have been found under the earth, and some are found under the water. Okay, so now we can see making stone skills. So what type of making stone skills they have? Actually their technique of making stones were two types: stone and stone. So hunters or earliest men, they from one stone they were hitting on another stone. So in this way they were making stones tools. So this was the first method to make their stones tools. Next, pressure flaking. In pressure flaking, what we can understand that with the help of one stone, they were flaking the other stones. In this way they were making some instruments or some tools. So this method came to know pressure flaking method. Okay, hammer stone was used on a piece of bone or stone places or core, sometimes flakes, which called the shaped into tools. So in this way they were shaping the tools. Okay, finding out about fire. So fire was the most prominent thing found at the earliest time. So this new things which was found, that was fire. People were familiar with the use of fire. So for in which places or in what things they were using fire. So source of light, they were using fire as a source of light. Second thing we can say, they were making their meat with the help of fire. They were ripening, they were making food, they were making meats. So everything was being done with the help of fire to scare away animals. So they were also used to scare the animals with the help of fire. As you know that where fire is burning, so no animals goes over there, no animals go over there, because they are scared of the fire. So this was the second chapter of history. I hope you guys will have enjoyed this. So very soon I'll provide you NCERT history chapter 6, third chapter. If you are preparing for IAS exam or PCS exam, so NCERT books are the most relevant books for you. One by one chapter I'll cover all NCERT books, and then I'll start basic books. I have already cleared twice pre-examination of civil services, UPSC, CSE. Okay, and I also faced interview. So please guys, keep on preparing. Wish you best of luck. So thank you very much for watching this video.